Well, guys, the time has come for us to get down to business. I'm getting over being a little under the weather with this pollination stuff going on here in Tennessee. Has been killing me. But we've got all these engines and transmissions right here to get loaded up, put on the step deck, and hauled over to the new shop in Jamestown to start going through them, seeing what's good and bad, and start parting them out and starting our truck parts business. Lake's got the telehandler. He's pulling it over here now. We're going to get all these engines. There's some automated manual transmissions over here. There's some Cummins, there's some Detroits. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Some of them got good core parts on them. Lots of things to sort through. So we're gonna get all these things loaded up now and get ready to head over to Jamestown. We've got some more engines and transmissions floating around. We gotta get loaded up too. So we're gonna figure it out. Why you always look so mad, dude?
Covered in diesel, dude.
Diesel mechanic got covered in diesel, go figure. So I picked the wrong clothes to wear today. It's freaking cold outside. It rained. In Florida, when it rains, it gets hot and humid. Here when it rains, it gets even colder. So now this is nice right here in the old Genie. This thing got a heated cab, heated feet. Poor Lake out here, wherever he went. He's gonna be out there in the cold. Or shorts. Wrong thing to wear today. All right, guys, so these guys have got tools for every job. We got a strap here that will pick up this whole engine. These are all like Detroit DD13s, DD15s, and a few Cummins floating around, stuff like that. This thing picked up and put on the trailer. Well, folks, the wind is really bad, so please bear with us. We've got several engines loaded on here, mostly Detroits. A lot of them are missing parts, but lots of core parts on here, EGR valves, different things like that. Several transmissions up inside here. Lots and lots of stuff on here. We're going to get chained down, strapped down. Cummins is missing lots of parts. I don't even think it has a, it's got a oil pan on it, but we got a couple more Cummins engines to go pick up out on the other side of the hill, and we'll have a full load on this trailer. It's getting pretty heavy, so you figure each engine weighs like 3,000 pounds roughly. So you got 1, 2, 3, figure 1,500 pounds for transmission. There's a lot of weight on here, a lot. Well, folks, we're gonna load engines up, and it started hailing, and now it quit. Dude, what are you doing?
It's snowing outside.
It's hail. It's hail, son.
Close enough.
And now it just quit. Now the sun's shining. Well, guys, the weather finally got a lot more manageable. The wind is not as bad. It stopped raining. We got as much loaded up on this trailer as possible. It's pretty dang heavy right now. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 engines on this trailer. And they're about 3,500 pounds a piece and about 7 transmissions. So we're right at weight. We're gonna leave this thing here for tonight. Tomorrow I'll be back here first thing in the morning. We got our U-Haul full of a bunch of merch up the hill there, and we're gonna be getting all settled in Jamestown this week and the next few weeks, while at the same time trucking a bunch of this stuff up there and starting to make some connections with core buyers and people that are interested in buying some of these core engines. So if anyone's interested in any of this stuff, as always, link description below. BruceWilsonShop@gmail.com, guys. And pretty soon we'll have a business set up on all this. Probably gonna be called like FCR Salvage or something like that. But for now, just a lot of getting things moved and getting to work. Enough playing around. Guys, we're back out here this morning. We got all these engines loaded up still. We are headed to Jamestown to get these things unloaded and hopefully double back maybe later today to get another load of engines and some other stuff to start dismantle process. Let's hit the road. So we're up here at the new shop. We've got the boys in here putting new LED lights in the offices. Should I turn it on right now and check, see if it's working? I'm just kidding. So we got 2 LEDs installed already. Getting all these old fluorescent bulbs that are all shot removed. We went to Lowe's last night and bought 30 of these things. So gonna look a lot better with good lighting inside the whole shop. We're getting our Wi-Fi set up in here. We got Brandon with Fitzgerald Trailers in here doing his thing. Ryan is out here in the shop. We got a lot of our merch here, shipping stuff here, piled up everywhere. Ryan's out here mopping the merch room. He was. I wonder where he ran off to. He done RUNNOFT'd. Randy? Where he is? We're gonna get that trailer unloaded with all those engines. I just had someone actually hit us up wanting to buy all them engines. Yeah, all of them. So gotta get them unloaded and get some serial numbers off of them. But went to the hardware store, got us a chain system here to unload those things real easy. Get them off the trailer here shortly.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing, dude?
Trying to get this internet to work.
Give it a couple minutes, it'll be working. So we went to the hardware store because I left our hoist thing that we were using at FCR, and I made us our own 3-point style hooking apparatus right here. So what we're going to do, each one of these Detroit engines has got 3 hook points, one on the front, 2 on the back. So I'm gonna try to get these things all picked straight up, get them put right over here out of the way for now, so that we can get back to the shop here shortly tonight and tomorrow morning, load up a whole nother trailer full of stuff and get it up here. So let's get it. I'm glad we brought our professional hookers here today to hook everything up on these engines. These guys are talking about selling RC cars and stuff right here.
Sold.
Yeah. Y'all doing business during business hours. I'm about to take a cut out of this while you're doing business on the clock, dude.
Take a cut from them. This doesn't involve me.
I know, right?
Don't involve me.
We got all these engines unloaded. A lot of these are DD12. Now that it's a little bit quiet, I'm not DD12, I'm sorry, DD13s. And DD15s. There's about 4 more X15 Cummins we have to go pick up tomorrow at the shop, along with some transmissions. If anyone's interested in any of this stuff, drop me an email, brucewilsonshop@gmail.com. Some of them do turn over. They're all going to be sold at core prices. I'd rather sell the complete engines before we start taking parts off of them. We are going to have to get some kind of a management system going on here for when we do spill stuff around here, but we'll get it figured out eventually. A lot of these are just, if they don't have an oil pan on them or the oil pan's cracked, usually you can make some assessments yourself there. But these all came out of running and driving trucks before they got in a wreck. So Ryan, you know what would have went here? What?
Oh, so that's compound then, right?
That's where the water pump would have been.
It means it's
Turbo.
No.
He said that way too quick. He's been staring at that, looking at that. He's like, that's definitely where a turbo would. That's where the water turbo goes, actually. And I'm not sure what model of transmission these are. Maybe you guys can comment down below. This is an all aluminum housed automated manual gearbox.
Detroit.
Some kind of Detroit transmission, if I had to guess. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to do some research myself. There is a Detroit engine on an engine stand that's like made for starting up, sitting there. You seen that?
I think it had a glider sign on it too.
We should get that thing going and try to get it started up. We'll have to check that out when we get back to the shop tomorrow morning and load it up. But quite a few X15s right here. These are all. This one looks actually like a low mileage engine, kind of crazy. So I don't know what's wrong with them, but we gotta get like those guys you see on Facebook where they got like these 2 huge probes, a positive and negative, and they're just like, wah, and it's like spinning over and starting.
On the ground, just sitting like that.
Literally, it's just whoa, 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 and it fires up. So some of these have got some parts robbed off of them. EGR crossover pipe missing off of this one. This one's got a cast iron Eaton automated manual. It's got the robot system right there that shifts it. We've got a lot of these aluminum housed. Detroit, maybe Detroit makes these transmissions, I'm not sure. So this one right here looks brand new too, man. It's like the computer is still kind of just chilling there, so I'm not sure, but probably gonna be selling all these for core value. But yeah, let me know, guys. Lots more to go pick up. Let's go back to the shop. We'll be up there in the morning to get them picked up. Guys, we were back out here this morning with one of the first engines and transmissions to get loaded up here on the old Step deck turned into a little bit of a scrap trailer. That's all right. Get this thing put on here somewhere. So guys, up next, first of the week, we're tasked with hauling all of these frames right here that have little tri-pack unit engines on them, stuff like that. We're gonna start going through these and seeing if these engines are good and whatnot, and we're gonna start getting rid of some of these engines. Lots of front axles, rear ends. Almost all the frames on these right here are all bent really bad. None of them can walk straight, like half the guys that work, Braden that works here. So lots of disc brake assemblies, drum brake assemblies, canisters, all kinds of parts on these frames. We're gonna start getting up to Jamestown and finding a way to start selling all these parts, whether it be some kind of a website system or something like that. That fuel looks like it's in great shape. But this is like the next thing up on the list to start doing while we're waiting to go to tow school. Down here at the lower deck, we've got some, well, other engines here to load up. I say lower deck, the other part of the yard here. Ryan, that hook is not going to fit in that hole. So we sent Lake to go get a different strap and stuff because these Detroits have 3 hook points on them instead of 2 like the Cummins. So what kind of engine is this?
This is a Detroit.
Well, yeah, what model?
One of them 12 series. 12 valves.
12 valves? Oh boy.
Straight from Michigan.
A little bit of water down there in that turbski. So whenever they pull these things out of the trucks, they pull out the whole cooling pack and everything so that they're not having to drain coolant or anything like that. So these things are usually have some coolant left in them still. But this right here is what I want to mess with. So so this is like an engine startup stand that someone built. I don't know if it was here or where. Rob kind of mentioned that someone kind of gave it to him. It was like used for testing and for a school, and it had like a board here with everything on it and all these wires right here. Wow. So maybe we could find a way to get this engine started up. What do you think? He's not even paying attention. I think it'd be cool to find like a test bench so we can start engines that may or may not be good. We'll figure it out. I think so. Maybe we need to find a whole truck that's wrecked that's still kind of good. And we can pull the whole harness out of it and make it a test bench. Because I think if we're going to sell engines that we think are good, we need to be able to fire them up.
This one's made
and
in
confirm
South
it.
Africa. Did you know that?
What? Where do you see that at? Where do you see that at? What? Made in South Africa. Well, that's interesting. This is a Detroit. That's different.
Maybe they just put it on there.
Yeah, some of these things have been sitting out here for a while. Some of them. This one looks recently removed. But what is that? What is that right there, Ryan?
That is a pump of some sort. I believe it's a...
I think that right there is the some kind of a water pump, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's the water pump on these things because their water pumps run on a their own little clutch there. It looks like that's interesting. So they only work when they need to, maybe. I don't know.
That's how I do it.
Dude, if we don't get back to doing work, people are gonna give us heck in the comments. So enough burnouts, enough playing around.
I'm playing around.
You gotta get to work, dude.
That's what we're doing right now, isn't it?
I know. Well, we're standing around waiting on Lake to get back.
Oh, that's Lake's fault.
These all aluminum transmissions is so interesting. I just want to take one apart and see how they work and how they do. We should have you take one apart and see if you can put it back together.
I can get it apart. I can put it back together.
Facts, big facts. Guys, look what showed up here. We had to stop everything we were doing because we have a box all the way from Södertälje, Sweden, directly from the Scania headquarters. We ordered this thing when I was in Sweden last time. Scania hooked a brother up and got it here. Dude, video coming soon, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Real soon.
Time to get this thing in tip-top shape. All kinds of good stuff in here. You're going to have to wait for the video to see what all's in it. Just a little sneak peek. Well, guys, now that we've got 24 tires and wheels loaded up. Dude, y'all ain't doing jack. This is supposed to be a serious video where we're getting work done. No playing around.
This is very serious right now. I got serious matter on my hands.
Anyhow, we got 24 steel wheels and tires. So we got a bunch of trucks at the shop to take tires and wheel sets off of. We're gonna be putting these on them. And then over here, we got a bunch of rear ends that are either bent or have issues, but they've got good brake chambers, brake calipers, things like that on them. They've got good chunks in them. Some of them have a bent wheel like that, but they've got an inner wheel that's good. We're gonna start, this is gonna be Ryan's job. I'm gonna give you a sledgehammer and you're gonna have to bend that wheel straight. You said you've been wanting to work out, right?
That's gotta be fun.
So we're gonna start putting all this good, like good tires, all this stuff to use so that you guys can hit us up whenever you need some good tires or wheels, whatever.
I mean, this
And
is a
we'll get you
wheel.
set. Dude, that wheel looks, that'd make a good coffee table. A little fire pit.
I think it needs
We better start to talk like these Tennesseans. Fire, got a fire pit. All right, let's get them loaded up. What do you say, guys? We got this everything loaded up. There's been a whole lot of standing around every time I pull my camera out of my pocket. I don't get it. We got 3 rear ends in here. Most of them have bent housings, but the chunks are good. They got one bent aluminum wheel on it, but the inside wheel's good. Ryan's gonna get real good at getting bent aluminum wheels off stuff. Oh boy. All kinds of foobarred stuff. So we're gonna have to find ways to determine whether rear ends are straight or not. All these automated manuals. I don't know if these things can be converted back to a stick shift. Maybe you guys can comment down below and say yes or no. I don't think so. But that would mean a lot if you could use them for parts. All kinds of Cummins engines. On top of everything we got going on here, guys, you've seen the Scania parts that showed up. Super excited about the Scania videos coming in the following week. We just won a bid on 2 Peterbilt 379s. We'll be going down to Florida and picking up. Crazy, going down to Florida where we used to live. And they're going to be picking them up and setting them on the trailer with a big old rotator. So that's going to be really exciting in the next video. But that's a wrap on our video. I'm actually getting some work done. We'll be taking these to Jamestown first thing Monday morning. Tomorrow, the guys and I are going to be attending an auction, Lick Skillet auction here in Livingston. A bunch of semi trucks there and some equipment. See if we can buy it and start oh no, leaking coolant on these fenders. This truck's actually doing some real work. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Be looking at videos next week, and we'll be at the auction tomorrow. Ryan says he's gonna buy something tomorrow.
We'll see. I'd like to. I'm not a good auctioneer, but I'm gonna try.
Not a good auctioneer. Bidder. You'd be the bidder.
Yeah, better. Yeah, the guy that so one of those guys.
We should do a tongue twister. Biddy batter, bought a batter, bidder batter. So this is auction school stuff right here. The Betty bought some butter thing. All right, read it fast. Come on.
Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter was so bitter. She bought. Oh shoot!
All right, come on.
Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter was so bitter. She.
Dude, come on.
Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter was so bitter. So she bought some better butter to make the bitter butter better. What?
You're definitely not gonna make it an auctioneer school. All right, Lake's turn. Come on.
You're gonna like.
Come on.
You're up, buddy.
Read it front to back. Let's go.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Literally, that's
What's
it.
that?
That's it.
Why did it sound like he was reading a whole book?
Cause it's a lot of. Come on, all right, hit it.
Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter was so bitter, so she bought some better butter to make the bitter butter better.
Damn.
A lot better than Ryan.
Slacking.
You sounded like you were reading the whole page out of a book.
You did, because you're so slow. All right, do it again. Come on.
Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter was so bitter, so she bought some better butter to make the bitter butter better.
The
Got
kids
it.
hated it in school.
All right,
The teacher called
Braden's
it.
turn. Getting you ready for this auction tomorrow, son.
Yeah, I'm gonna screw this up.
He can't read.
I can't even read this.
Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter was so bitter, so she bought some better butter to make the bitter butter better. Better than Ryan.
You gotta read it fast.
You gotta go fast.
You gotta rush it. Yeah.
Betty bought a bit of butter, but the butter was so bitter, so she bought some better butter to make the bitter butter better.
I did better than Ryan. That's all I.
That's all that matters. All
all
right,
that
guys,
matters.
we'll be at the auction tomorrow. Tune in the video on Sunday.
Hey, I get one.